Mandeep, what stood out to me, take a look through the press release. This is a $6 billion revenue business on handsets, handheld alone, that is still growing at more than 50% per year through the year. How do you do that? How do you get that?
Well, that just goes to show the power of a 5G upgrade cycle, right? So anybody who is buying a 5G smartphone right now is using Qualcomm chips. Now, the risk for Qualcomm, it may not show up in this quarter. Going forward is Apple wants to use more of their in-house components, the modem components. And so that could be a risk going forward. But right now, that 5G tailwind is showing up in the numbers, and not only just the handset segments, also the RF segment. So there is a semiconductor content increase because of 5G, and that is also a nice tailwind for Qualcomm.
Is there any sort of paradigm shift here? I think about what the CEO said in the statement about being at the beginning of one of the largest opportunities in their history, with an addressable market expanding by more than 7 times in the next decade. So what kind of tailwind does that give them?
Well, so they keep talking about automotive and VR potentially being a new addressable market. Look, I think automotive, everyone realizes with Tesla that, you know, if you're talking about an autonomous car or a car that's more connected, you need more 5G semiconductors inside the car. And so the value of semiconductor goes from, you know, $200 to $300 to almost $2,000, or, you know, 10 times where it is right now. And so that is where there is a lot of potential, but there are a lot of other players that are competing for that market, like NVIDIA and, you know, Intel as well. So time will only tell if this will turn out to be as big of a segment as the handset.
Where is the competitive edge? Who's Qualcomm competing against besides themselves?
MediaTek. So that's an Asian vendor, but they compete more in the smaller, you know, the low-end 5G devices as opposed to the premium Android, which Qualcomm is targeting. And look, we are right now in a supply-constrained market. That is what is driving a lot of these large chip makers' results. When you are in this sort of environment, people are just buying chips. They are putting orders. They want to get their hands on the latest chips. And I think that's why the scale matters right now.